Ever felt that suffocating grip of anxiety tightening around your chest? Like that time you missed a crucial work deadline, or that date that didn't go as planned? We've all been there, caught in the storm of uncertainty and doubt. The key to happiness is freedom, and the key to freedom is courage, said the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus. What if there existed a philosophy, a way of life, that could arm you with the tools to confront and overcome these fears? I remember a time when anxiety was my daily shadow, lurking in every corner of my life. That was until I stumbled upon Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that didn't just teach me to cope, but gave me a fresh lens to view my challenges. Stoicism became my compass, guiding me through life's tempests. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll uncover timeless wisdom that could shift the course of your life. So if you find value in this, hit that like button, subscribe, and if you know someone struggling with anxiety, share this with them. Dive in, be brave, and let's embark on this transformative journey together. 1. Acceptance of reality. Ever found yourself knee-deep in a whirlwind of anxious thoughts, heart pounding, and that niggling voice in your head telling you that everything's falling apart? Yeah, me too. More often than not, it happens because we haven't mastered the art of accepting reality. By resisting what is, we inadvertently become a breeding ground for anxiety. Let me share a little story with you. A few years back, I found myself stressing over a promotion I missed out on. Day in and day out, I'd replay the same scenarios in my mind. What if I had done this? What if I had said that? It was mentally exhausting. But then I stumbled upon Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that seemed tailor-made for men like me, wrestling with modern challenges. One of the core tenets of Stoicism? Acceptance of reality. The Stoics believed that by accepting things as they are, we free ourselves from the shackles of anxiety and despair. Think of it this way. If you're stuck in traffic, getting agitated won't make the cars move any faster. But accepting that you're in a jam and there's nothing you can do about it, that's liberating. Or when you're at the gym and you see someone lifting more than you, instead of letting jealousy creep in, accept where you are in your own journey. Here's a Stoic nugget for you. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. But do so with all your heart. Marcus Aurelius. This doesn't mean giving up or not striving for better. It means understanding that sometimes things are out of our control, and that's okay. So, how do you practice this acceptance in daily life? Here's an exercise that worked wonders for me. Every evening, spend 5 minutes reflecting on your day. Identify one instance where you felt anxious or upset because things didn't go your way. Now ask yourself, was this within my control? If not, remind yourself that it's okay to let go and focus on what you can influence. Over time, you'll find that this simple practice can dramatically reduce your daily stress. What's in it for you? Well, by integrating this Stoic principle of acceptance into your life, you'll experience a profound inner peace, not to mention fewer sleepless nights. On the outside, your relationships will thrive because you're no longer sweating the small stuff. You'll find clarity in your decision-making and that promotion or personal goal you've been eyeing. You'll approach it with a newfound resilience and grit. But don't just take my word for it. Start practicing now. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time? Right now. Embrace reality. Embrace peace. You've got this. 2. Self-love. Ever looked in the mirror and felt a pang of dissatisfaction? Maybe you wish you were more muscular, smarter, or more successful. That's a feeling most of us can relate to. It's this ever-present chase for perfection that fuels our anxieties. The consequences? Sleepless nights, strained relationships, and a deep-seated feeling of not being good enough. The Stoics have a powerful antidote to this: self-love. Seneca once said, "All the greatest blessings create anxiety, and fortune is never less to be trusted than when it is best." To me, this highlights that the treasures we often seek lie within us. So what would self-love look like in everyday life? It's passing on that extra beer to take care of your body. Or it's understanding that failing at a task doesn't mean you're a failure. Be your own sanctuary, and the world cannot touch you. An inspiring Stoic sentiment. This means that when we find contentment within, external situations have minimal impact on our peace. I remember a period when I was obsessed with leveling up in all aspects of life. New car? Check. More hours at the gym? Done. But with every achievement, the satisfaction was fleeting. One evening, during a quiet walk, I asked myself, what am I chasing? The realization hit hard. I was seeking external validation. But Stoicism taught me to love and accept myself, warts and all. It was liberating. By genuinely embracing self-love, you'll find a cascade of benefits flowing into your life. Internally, you'll experience an indescribable peace and genuine happiness. The constant need to compare and compete, that fades away. Externally, people will be drawn to your newfound confidence. Opportunities seem to knock more, not because they weren't there before, but because you're more attuned to grabbing them. Now, here's a simple exercise that made a difference for me. Every morning, stand in front of the mirror, look into your eyes, and state one thing you love about yourself. It could be your determination, your sense of humor, or even a physical attribute. Do this daily. Gradually, you'll start seeing yourself in a kinder light. On challenging days, when you face setbacks, remember these affirmations. They're your armor against the world's harshness. Don't just read this and move on. Start tomorrow. Dive into the practice of self-love. It's a game changer. Remember, the journey of personal growth starts from within. Love yourself, and watch the world love you back. Start now. Embrace the real you. You owe it to yourself. 3. Controlled dichotomy. Ever found yourself lying awake at night, stressing about the job you didn't get, the rain ruining your weekend plans, or that comment a colleague made? That's the tricky part about life. So many things seem to pull our strings. But what if I told you that most of our stress comes from blurring the lines between what we can control and what we can't? The result? A cocktail of frustration and anxiety. Master the things within your control and accept those that aren't. It's a Stoic gem that's been a beacon for me. I remember planning a big camping trip with friends. Everything was set, and I was beyond excited. But come the day, it poured. Initially, I was a mess. Why did the weather have to ruin everything? But then it hit me. I couldn't control the weather, but I could control my reaction to it. We ended up having an indoor movie night, and honestly, it's one of the most memorable nights I've ever had. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." This means two things for our daily lives. 1. Stop fretting about the train you missed. There's another one coming. 2. Received criticism at work? Instead of brooding, consider if it's constructive and what you can learn. If not, let it slide. Now here's an exercise that genuinely worked for me. Every evening, jot down 3 things that bothered you that day. Next to each, write C if it's something you can control and NC if it's not. For the ones marked C, think of actions to address them. For those marked NC, consciously tell yourself to let them go. Over time, this practice will sharpen your sense of control, making life a lot less chaotic. Imagine the sense of freedom when you no longer feel burdened by every twist and turn of life. Internally, your mind becomes uncluttered and anxiety drops. Externally, people will notice your calm demeanor amidst storms. Your decision-making improves because you're not reactive. You act on what truly matters. Don't just nod and move on. Give this exercise a shot. Life's too short to be ruffled by every gust of wind. Master your reactions, Recognize what's in your hands and watch as life takes on a hue of serenity. Dive in now. Find your calm amidst the chaos. It's all in your hands. 4. Embracing discomfort. How many times have we recoiled from situations merely because they made us feel uneasy? It's human nature to avoid discomfort. Yet shying away only inflates our fears. Avoidance, in truth, is a breeding ground for anxiety. Here's an exercise that reshaped my perspective. Confrontation through incremental exposure. Start by listing 3 situations that give you mild anxiety. For example, speaking in a meeting, making a call to a stranger, or saying no. Now, deliberately put yourself in these scenarios, but incrementally. If speaking in a meeting terrifies you, start by asking a question first, then voicing an opinion, and gradually taking on bigger speaking roles. This gradual exposure desensitizes our exaggerated fears. Let me share something. I used to dread public speaking. The mere thought would make my palms sweat. But instead of evading it, I decided to face it head-on. I began with addressing small groups, then larger ones, and eventually speaking at big events. Over time, the fear melted away. Here's a Stoic nudge. He who fears he shall suffer already suffers what he fears. Remember, avoidance might give temporary relief but prolongs the anxiety. So, why not flip the narrative? Instead of avoiding, confront. Applying this Stoic essence to daily life isn't hard. Hesitant about a difficult conversation with a colleague? Address it in stages. Begin with a casual chat, then delve deeper. Afraid of heights? Start with short elevations and slowly move to taller ones. Embrace the discomfort, and you'll discover a wealth of internal and external rewards. Internally, confidence swells. You'll not only diminish the daunting specters of anxiety, but will also strengthen your emotional resilience. Externally, you become an example, a beacon. People notice and opportunities arise from unexpected corners. That promotion, the leadership role, or even simple acknowledgments can be mere byproducts of this new, fearless version of you. So stop hesitating. Begin today. Delve into the discomfort. Stand tall in the face of your anxieties and transform them into stepping stones. The power to change lies within you. Don't wait. Act now. 5. Anticipation of evils. Ever felt the unsettling churn of anxiety when you think about unexpected events that life might hurl at you? This universal dread, a product of our lack of preparation for worst-case scenarios, amplifies our unease. Enter premeditation of evils. This isn't a dark or pessimistic view of life. It's about harnessing the power of forethought to strengthen ourselves. By mentally rehearsing the worst, not only do we reduce our fears, but we also enhance our resilience and equanimity. The rewards? Internally, we attain peace of mind, knowing we've braced ourselves for any storm. Externally, we radiate confidence, which in turn inspires trust and admiration in both personal and professional spheres. I remember a time I was set to lead an important project. I spent sleepless nights worrying about its failure. Instead of drowning in anxiety, I decided to sit down and vividly visualize all possible setbacks. With each potential failure, I created a plan. The result? While not every imagined setback occurred, my preparedness for them made handling unexpected hiccups smoother. The brave foresee the storm and prepare. The naive go on and are caught unprepared. This Stoic principle serves as a reminder that preparation is a shield against unpredictability. So, how can we integrate this into daily life? Firstly, start your day by visualizing challenges you might face, be it traffic jams, disagreements, or missed deadlines. Develop small strategies for each. Secondly, during major life decisions, be it a career move, financial investments, or personal commitments, always factor in worst-case scenarios. This doesn't mean expecting the worst, but being ready for it. Now let me share an exercise that worked wonders for me. Every evening, spare 10 minutes. Sit quietly and visualize potential challenges of the next day. They can be as trivial as rain when you've planned an outing, or as significant as facing a tough client meeting. For each scenario, think of a plan. This ritual not only readies you for the next day, but also brings peace of mind, knowing you're equipped to tackle the unexpected. So, if there's one plea I have, it's this. Start today. Begin by mentally preparing for tomorrow. It's not about being pessimistic, but about being robustly prepared. With this simple yet powerful habit, you'll find yourself navigating life's uncertainties with unparalleled grace and confidence. Remember, forewarned is forearmed, so arm yourself well. In conclusion, we embarked on a journey to conquer anxiety and find inner peace. We discussed essential Stoic principles that can transform our lives. We explored the power of accepting reality, a path to freedom from anxiety, by focusing on what we can control and letting go of the rest. We gain a profound inner peace. Self-love became our armor against the world's harshness. We mastered the control dichotomy. Facing discomfort head-on became our new way of life. Confrontation through incremental exposure empowers us to overcome fears and build resilience. Finally, the premeditation of evils taught us the importance of preparation and mental rehearsal to tackle life's challenges with confidence. As we look to the future, envision a life free from the grip of anxiety, filled with inner peace, confidence, and resilience. Thank you for your time and attention. Feel free to ask questions and join us on this warrior's journey. Like, subscribe, and share to be part of this transformative path. Together, we can conquer anxiety and embrace a brighter future.